When exactly you who clicked this very video, think about Planet Coaster 2, you may even not have heard of it, or you only know about the rough start of the game. You may have abandoned this theme park, you walked out of the door and never turned around looking back at it. You may even think that its predecessor, Planet Coaster 1, is the chosen one. But what if I told you the last 1.5 years have changed the conversation? Is the game perfect yet? By any means. But the game is what we have dreamed of when it was first launched 1.5 years ago. It is in a state that we can consider it better in any way than its predecessor. It's looking fantastic, and it just happens that we have a brand new area to explore, the entertainment. We just received an update 9, brand new arcades and midway game kind of style, that you can actually use in your parks and people will be able to use it. Fully animated, fully great. And we also know that actual parades will be coming to the game. So next to the launch feature of water parks, we also have a brand new area of entertainment, kind of guaranteeing we are not yet done at all with the development of this game. Branching out into yet a brand new area, this game is feeling more complete than it ever was before. I want to take you on a little journey showcasing where Planet Coaster 2 is at in the midst of May of 2026. 2 years almost after the first reveal of this game, we are at a point where I would say this game deserves way more praise and way more love than it currently holds. It does reserve a lot more gamers, a lot more players enjoying the whimsical cuteness of this game, but also the realism and the nicey colors and structures and piece-by-piece elements that basically no other game on the market offers. You can create your very own creative over-the-top things, or you can do meticulous kind of super detailed recreations like I'm doing with Big Thunder Mountain, or other people have been doing with various things in and across all countries. This is Planet Coaster 2. And it has so many features that I want to go through now with you that are really new to the game, new to the market, and I have actually asked my very own community to tell me what are their love features. So what we're going to do now is we're going through the love features of the Planet Coaster 2 community. And hopefully so, the very community you will be part of in the future, because you will be dipping back into Planet Coaster 2. Let's get started. Interestingly enough, we start with lighting and graphics. While this has been a point of criticism at the beginning, major updates to the lighting, to the weather, and overall clarity in the graphics have made this game look more pretty than ever before. And with all the weather effects and the help of little things like Sky Studio, this game looks absolutely fantastic. The lighting, having full ray-traced graphics indoors and full dark areas, making dark rides fully potential now, and also having the fact that you can turn off the lights on coasters finally and having a proper real dark ride is making people really happy. And add to that a very beautiful weather system by now, having snow and all the things, even freezing pools, makes the overall presentation of the game very beautiful, and it looks like as if the game has been polished quite a lot more in contrast to what it used to being 1.5 years ago. It's looking really, really damn good. And with the looks, obviously, comes a lot of other features that we're getting to go into now. Namely the productivity features, pathing, and scaling. Let's begin with the first one, scaling. Completely new to the genre, we have the option to scale items. Various items, actually from 10% to way over 300%, gives you the power to not only use the pieces you want, but also make the pieces be very much a super solution in any kind of situation. Going from the tiniest piece you can use for small little plushies and fake statues to huge pieces in mega structures like main streets or whatever you can imagine. This scaling feature obviously enables you to make more than what you could do with the assets. It actually enlarges the palette of tools you have by the factor of scaling, which is just beautiful. And again, some fixes to some issues we had at the beginning have made this feature even so much more better, and it's an absolute game changer. When you go back to any other game, missing out on scaling feels like a real crime now, and this is the go-to productivity feature for many players. Anyways, there is also that other thing we've been moaning about for years, and the pathing feature has already had a bit of praise at the beginning, but equally there was criticism at launch. However, Frontier has taken all the criticism into account and they have really improved the pathing system. Just to name a few features that have been added after the launch, you can have now fully invisible path also on raised areas. The freaking curb is finally a thing of the past. You can turn it off. Same goes to foundations. Literally, you can make completely floating individual and invisible path now if you want to, creating the absolute thing you want to do in this game. You have the option to color in any kind of way, have railings and fences the way you want them to be, and have I mentioned you can finally cut out things in round shapes too? The round shape was missing in the base game, and now you also have a round stamp for this game, including a lot of other features, making this path tool by far the most powerful path tool in any creative building game I have ever played, and my community is alongside me with that one. The pathing tool has really come short only to the graphics and overall presentation as second most favorite thing, just above the scaling we just talked about. A super feature, a absolute must for building a wonderful proper theme park, and finally, it does what it does, and it is as good as it could have been at launch. But let's not talk too much about launch. It is in this state right now. It is absolutely really freaking good, and without this tool, actually building wouldn't be as much fun as it is right now. But there's more to it. If you thought Planet Coaster 1 was great for customization, Planet Coaster 2, with Update 9 and also along the way, has actually leap this onto a level never known before. You can customize every single train and flat ride in the game with scenery pieces, but they also gave us, almost for every kind of car and train, a vanilla variant now of the trains and cars, taking away all the theming from them and giving you the blank car, which enables you to build the car of your dream. Have I mentioned you can even put lights and platforms, moving platforms on these trains to create your very own thing? And now you are also able to individually trigger not only the ride itself, but also each individual train. So you want to make the ride 3 times as much fun because you want to have a trigger for train 1, a water feature for train 2, and a fire feature for train 3. So people have to ride the coaster 3 times to, experience it all. Well, you can do so now. You want to have a blueprint that you just snap on top of your flat ride that you've prepared or downloaded from the workshop. Well, you're free to do now, because this level of customization is now finally working across the entire game. Frontier has also added that to flat rides, the track rides, and all rides that they haven't had in the launch version. Now you can also style your buses if you wanted to, or your river rapids, or whatever you can imagine. And yes, you can also trigger these things too, with all the new platforms that, by the way, have also been added to the game. Not only do you have a slider and an up and down and a rotational platform, no, there is also a spring that has actual physics and a rotational platform that gives you a kind of nice wobbly levering effect that is super cool from the sorcery pack. And all of these are within the free updates of the game, making you use that as a free vanilla user as well if you just want to start with this part of the game. But if you thought that is all, you are wrong. There is even more, and the community has spoken. There are so many lore features, we have to continue. Because what would be a coaster game without actual coasters? They have already been pretty good in Coaster 1, so it's not highest up the list of the loved features because we all know how good it is. But along the way, Frontier has patched a lot of the most common issues. So first things first, we got a whole bunch of new track variants for most of the coasters. B&M, Mac, and whatever. They all receive different spine variants, thicker and thinner beams, and a lot of tweaks and stuff that we actually wanted to have. They also included a separate load and unload feature for stations. If you want to create your own unload or separate loading station, you can finally do so. And they also added a lot of the special track pieces like switch tracks and swing launches to more than just one coaster. And If you noticed, yes, we also have swing launchers by now, including some really cool fast-paced switch tracks that you can use for various kind of boomerang effects you want to have. Speaking of boomerang, yes, there are also kit coasters that feature boomerang mode now, and also some of the rides that weren't feature proper like shuttle mode, they also can do shuttle mode now. Also, speaking about coasters, they have tweaked a lot of the things that we always wanted to have. For example, on-ride photos. You can now have proper on-ride photos that will be sold in the newly added souvenir shops that we also didn't have prior in Planet Coaster at all. Speaking of which, we also have proper restaurants in the game now that have also been brought over from Planet Zoo along the way. So making the whole experience around the coaster and the area just so much more immersive, and that is something that people obviously love. And there is more to it. They also improved the way coasters have been smoothed. Smoothing has been streamlined, and a lot of the features that people were asking for along the way have been added. Some old coasters made a return to the wonderful game, and some old track and coaster variants have also been added to the game, including launch features, for example, for the RMC trains or the wing coaster as well. Despite the fact it was the launch feature of the game, pools and flumes haven't really been receiving too much love at launch, and rightfully so, because they absolutely didn't deliver on what the promise was. However, in the span of the 1.5 years, Frontier have brought various updates to the flumes especially, but also to pools, that we now have finally some proper cool mechanics, like actual physics-based inflatable flume rides that actually do conform correctly to the flumes itself. People that also conform nicely and realistically to how they go down. People can crash out now or fly out into the pools, or maybe next to the pools. And obviously a lot of fixes to the pool itself. We now have heaters for the winter, and if you don't use heaters, the pool will actually freeze and will be non-usable. Same goes to the overall coolness in winter will make people go into pools lesser, and a whole bunch of features that make the balancing a lot better when it comes to how popular pools are over to, you know, how popular the rest of your park is, which has namingly been a bigger issue at launch, which obviously makes the entirety of this pool aspect of the game so much bigger and more meaningful right now, that you can finally enjoy building proper water parks around your pools and your actual park itself. That is something they have, thankfully so, fixed over the course of the time, with adding a lot of new kind of little animations and making it just so much better. That is a wonderful addition to the game, and now finally it is exactly this wonderful addition that everyone wanted to have at the beginning. By the way, people wanted to have something else as well, and this is the original themes of Planco 1. And so, Frontier delivered. We now have all the base game themes from Planet Coaster 1, including the festive theme that was initially brought to the Christmas update in the year 1, which means we have additional 5 free base game themes, making it a total of 9 base game themes. And you know what? They didn't even just bring them in. No, most of the pieces are now scalable and resizable, obviously, with the scaling tool, and those pieces are flexicolor, and animatronics can also be scaled, giving you the power of 9 in-game themes, plus, if you wanted to get the 2 DLCs that were out there, 2 further ones, making it a total of 11 themes in the game in the span of 1.5 years. And I think that is really crazy, with a total of over 8,000 pieces, if I'm not wrong, and this is absolutely amazing as for the variety of pieces. But if that is still not enough for you, there is more to the list. Because they also brought back old rides and flat rides. With every single update last year, they had a free returning ride or flat ride. But also they brought back the old music and fonts as well, making it a complete reintroduction of the old things and enlarging the new game so much more. But you know what? They also brought back old functionalities like security members and security staff, security cameras, and also a brand new security post with it. They also brought back the screens and billboards to have your custom media playing. With a whole bunch of improvements in that area, you can now set custom audio tagged to your screens, whether it's on the screen or on connected different speakers. You can either have that as a wonderful ambience or the speaker itself, but they also brought back old and new VFX effects like confetti and stars and spanglings, some stuff like that. Really cool. And this means they paved also now the ground for entering yet another great new area, which is the entertainment, where we have began our video with. Which brings me to a conclusion for you the one who has turned its back onto the game, who have maybe not ever played the game at all, who has played the first game and not really dipped into the second, because let's face it, the launch was indeed rough. But we're now here. We are in May 2026, and Planet Coaster 2, and hopefully you got the point, is where it should have been 2.5 years or 2 years ago, before launch and at launch. But whatever, we can talk about that forever, or we can just accept the fact the game is now where it should have been. And it was a bit of a longer wait, but we at least had the chance to kind of shape the way there. And this is my little plaidoyer for you guys. If you want to be part of it, if you want to shape this game to make it become even better, so to make it also lesser of a game to individual issues and problems that may still exist, be part of the community. Give this game another go. Give it a chance. Try out the new things. Try out the tools. Make sure you really give it the chance that it deserves. And if you find out it's still not the right thing for you, well, that is fine, I guess. But if you, like me, feel that there is real potential and real improvement happened, and if you feel like me that this is the moment where we should be looking into the future, then please be part of it. Comment to this video your experience, what you are lacking, what you are missing, and also if this video caught you kind of, by surprise, and that you didn't even know about all these things, let me know in the comments. This is gonna help me and also Frontier and signaling that they may actually need to do a bit more communication about this game and marketing to make people aware of what they're missing out on if they don't give Planet Coaster 2 the chance it deserves anno 2026. Which, by the way, it may have not deserved 2 years ago. And I think we said that way more enough than once. And I want to not look into the past anymore. I want to look into the future. I cannot wait to see what the next DLC in June is gonna bring. And hopefully you guys are with me. Let's speculate, let's have fun, let's just explore that, and let's make this place a theme park in a way, and enjoy Planet Coaster 2 the way it should be enjoyed. Thank you and bye.